entire screen. Sorry, I'm not able to share the screen. I'll wait for some time.
Wait. We don't have the time to wait. So we are sharing. We are sharing your like. If you can give us the presentation, you can give it to us, or else we can keep your presentation later on.
basic food and multiple
Yes, sir. You
microorganisms.
can keep my presentation sometime later. By that time, I'll share my PPT on mail with you.
So you have to
Okay, please give me your mail ID. I'll share my PPT with you, and then you can share this
develop some
PPT. Because from my end, I'm unable to share the PPT.
multiple tests खाली बैक्टीरिया के प्रेजेंस रहने
You
से
can
you
go
can
ahead
add
and
say
get the
what is the
presentation,
shelf life, but
and
shelf life
you can ask a madam to
on the
present the
basis of
presentation
certain
and
quantity
get
attributes. Maybe you can taste, flavor, texture, and all those things, and that deteriorates. So as a result of multiple components. राइट जैसे मान लो इसमें जो है बैक्टीरिया जब ग्रो करेगा एक प्रोटीन का प्रोटियोलाइसिस हो जाएगा इट विल डेवलप ऑर्गेनिज्म तो सेल्फ लाइफ टेस्टिंग के लिए भी देयर आर स्टैंडर्ड मेथड्स दीज फूड्स दे आर कंटेन ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ फूड एनी फूड हम लोग लेबोरेटरी में क्या करते हैं या तो फिर इन्वायरमेंटल कंडीशन क्रिएट करो रूम टेम्परेचर का तीनों सीजन का चारों सीजन का टेम्परेचर ह्यूमिडिटी जैसे इस रूम में हम नॉर्मल अभी तो हम एसी चल रहा है बट देयर आर इंक्यूबेटर्स where you can maintain a particular temperature, a particular humidity. So in that condition, you keep the food and at a regular interval observe. Observe it for the microbial growth, observe it for the color, observe it for the flavor development. Okay, observe it for the अगर एग में जो होता है कि कैंडलिंग होती है अंदर बैक्टीरिया क्या है कैंडलिंग जो है उसका जो अगर लाइट के अंदर देखो
Professor Mishra is speaking to somebody else.
अंदर उसका जो एक व्हाइट और एक जो होता है एक उसका फिगर तुमको कैसे होता है अंदर थोड़ा सा जब आप बॉयल देख को अगर देखोगे तो थोड़ा सा होगा कि इधर एक जगह जो है
Excuse me, sir.
टाइप का होता है
Sir, I guess you are speaking to someone
that
else.
will become
Me,
change in the protein and other characteristics.
the organizer can mute it.
Candling is one in the light के अंदर पास करते हैं और देखते हैं कि
Yes. Yes.
Soumya, are you able to present? Can you please share your like your screen is shared? So can you please start your presentation?
Sir, I'm sorry, but I'm unable to share my PPT screen because I'm clicking on. Okay, stop sharing.
Okay, Soumya, you can just leave the meeting. We'll call the other participant. You can join later on. Okay, Soumya?
It is just about sharing. Why to unnecessarily
Okay,
delay?
okay. Yeah.
Soumya, can you just try to click on the share button?
Okay, I'll just click. I'm just trying share.
Click on the share. Is your PPT open already?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so click on the share button.
No, sir, that is the. Yeah, I clicked on share button, but
Now,
then also my PPT.
You click
Okay,
on the
just a
window.
minute.
Click on the window.
Just.
Yes, it is.
Are you able to see my PPT?
Yeah, meaning your desktop is visible.
Soumya, your yes,
Yeah.
now your PPT is
Yes,
visible.
yes.
Okay, now can you please like
Okay,
make a
okay, thank
open the slideshow and you can
Start. Yes, yes. Okay, thank you so much.
And put your video on.
Okay. I'll have to just go back then. Sir, because of network bandwidth problem, this video thing will, sir, not work, I guess, because network issues are there.
Okay, go ahead. Fast. We have already lost half an hour.
Okay, Soumya, so just on a count of 3, you'll start. 1, 2, 3, start.
So, good evening, judges. The whole idea behind my presentation, Team Sampann, is to achieve food security through water security. On this Save World Water Day, I went through an article in Hindustan Times by Sanjeev Mehta, chairperson of Hindustan Unilever Limited. He wrote a very good article on preservation of groundwater or preservation of water, that he addressed a very serious problem that 16% of the world population lives in India, but when it comes to pure water sources to feed this 16% population, we do not have even half of it. And the article also said that by 2030, the amount of water, the total amount of water the world would need, will only have half of it, if we talk about the amount of water left. So, tapping into the potential of groundwater is one thing, and directly preserving tiny droplets of rainwater which has not reached the ground yet is another. So, the whole idea of my presentation is that why to preserve groundwater, which is now been subjected to arsenic poisoning, fluoride poisoning, like IRI, Pusa hydrogel concentrated on groundwater. Why not think of preserving rainwater which has not yet reached the ground, because that will be a much more sustainable way, and that the form of water will also be the purest form we can get. So how to preserve this purest form of water in the best sustainable way possible and use it on the farms as and when needed to ensure food security is the real question which I'm trying to address. So my team members, other than me, my senior Shweta Rathi ma'am is there. And the whole startup idea is that actually apple is one of the most consumed fruits in the world. And 25% mass of apple is apple waste, and that is majorly apple pomace. So instead of dealing uh, with apple pomace by just dumping it into landfills and then having serious environmental repercussions, why not use it in a much more sustainable way? So my whole agenda is trying to address three things here: food waste problem, uh, water problem, and food problem, food security problem. So by linking these three things, we can ultimately achieve food security, which is the ultimate aim. So this picture depicts here that major apple waste comes from cedar or juice processing industries. We can either just tap into the potential of that, or we can just connect with some apple biorefineries, get the apple pomace, and then extract pectin. So there is a very interesting article where actually I did my MTech 6 months dissertation project on pectin extraction. So I happen to have a very good idea about pectin from different fruits. So as far as my knowledge is concerned, there is the latest pectin extraction article is by using natural deep eutectic solvents. Like, that is the most sustainable way which I have come across to extract pectin. It uses NADS as a pre-treatment followed by hot water extraction. So here I'm not talking about extracting pectin just by the conventional acid method. No, I am trying to extract pectin using NADS solvents, which and I'll be using choline chloride along with lactic acid. That will be my NAD solvent, and I'll use it as a pre-treatment followed by hot water extraction. And it has been stated by that paper that that is a green alternative to the conventional the acid extraction method. So I'll be using that. And then after extracting pectin from apple pomace, there is an egg box model cited by the paper based on linking pectin molecules using calcium ions. So we egg box model से हम लोग calcium ions और pectin molecules को एक तरीके से bind करके एक sheet या एक mat जैसा we can frame, and then our pectin mats will be ready. So as I told you that apple juice industries waste in India, 1 million tons, and then only approximately 10,000 tons is being utilized. So there's a lot of potential there in apple pomace waste, and we must harness it definitely. And as we all know, disposal of fruit and vegetable waste is such a problem. Like on a world level, that if we are able to tap into the potential of even at least one fruit waste, focus on it, and concentrate our energy on even harnessing the potential of even one fruit waste, that would be very good. So apple pomace is very rich in pectin. That's why I have used apple pomace here, and the pectin sheet formed will be able to absorb rainwater. How? I'll just tell you in a few minutes. So the whole idea is ki pectin extracted from apple pomace can be used to make a biopolymer that aims at absorbing rainwater. So small biopolymer pectin mats can be spread outside in the rain, and as the rain droplets will fall on these mats, they will instantly be absorbed. This absorbed fresh water can be put to use by the farmers to water their crops as and when required. This stored water can be used by anybody to water their plants, most importantly the soil. So one more thing I'll cite here is that I follow the videos of Sadhguru, and nowadays conserving soil is very important. It is a very important agenda, and because our soil is going through various forms of degradation, and watering it is one of the main ways to replenish it. There is, as I told you earlier also, that contamination phenomena like fluoride poisoning, arsenic poisoning, then all other kinds of contaminations one can observe with the naked eye. So if there is so much of contamination in the groundwater, just try thinking preserving the purest form of water, that is the rainwater. So the business model will be to partner with some apple biorefineries, or directly collect or directly contact those people, those vendors who are dealing into apple juice or cider industries. Pectin extraction using NADS pre-treatment followed by hot water extraction. Using the egg box model approach, we can manufacture pectin mats. And one thing which I have not shared yet is that proper advertisement of the product by building a few prototypes, because the once we are venturing into novel technologies, or even if not novel, but food waste problem is not very novel. It is a persistent problem, but it is not novel, I'll say. We need to come up with novel ideas to deal with it. So that is what I've tried doing here. So once you try implementing novel idea to a persistent problem, you must advertise it very well, because the consumer is keen to have solutions to these persistent problems, but sometimes due to lack of proper knowledge, or due to lack of proper advertisement, due to lack of proper awareness, we are just not able to capture the market. So in order to deal with that issue, we must let the customers know that the main reason to design this product is to have water security, which will tend to achieving food security. And as there is a the part of this whole proposal, the competitor analysis. So once any marketing student would relate with this idea, that once you want to market your product well, you need to actually go into a comparison mode also, that whatever existing is not that good as my product. So here the competitor analysis I have taken is IRI Pusa hydrogel. So I'll try to convince the customer that the hydrogel which is actually existing in the market is not that competent, and which I have tried to prove in the upcoming slides. The whole idea of employing pectin instead of any other polysaccharide must be emphasized, because pectin has two salient features which are very positive. when it comes to developing pectin sheets or pectin mats, that pectin absorbs water very quickly, and it is very much porous, so it has a capacity to hold a lot of water also. So even if the rain comes for a very short span of time, we'll be able to
Hello, sir.
absorb or preserve a lot of water.
Hello, Soumya. I'm really sorry to interrupt. Can you please concise the presentation in the short span as
Yes,
it
yes,
very fast?
yes. In 1 minute, I'll wrap up very fast. So the fact that it is making use of natural polymer extracted from fruit waste will make the product much more appealing for the customers who are constantly looking for natural products. Once the product makes its place into the market, we'll be able to make profits. So, customer recent paper I went through on apple pomace polymerize the apple pomace valorization. It talked very genuinely about that how customers are so much interested into natural products, because natural products have polyphenols, they have antioxidants, they have the ability to again the react with oxygen species, antimicrobial activity. So we must advertise these features. Competitor analysis, IRI Pusa hydrogel, it is in powder form, and we'll be making our sheets. Like what I have in my mind is the closest thing, something like a yoga mat. And IRI absorbs groundwater, and here I'm trying to tap into the potential of rainwater so that it does not undergo water is is in its purest form, and it does not undergo any type of poisoning. And my strongest defense against like uh, my strongest support for my product is that pectin is better than cellulose. So IRI Pusa hydrogel is cellulose based, and pectin and my product uses pectin. So pectin absorbs, papers clearly state that pectin absorbs water faster than cellulose, and pectin is much more porous than cellulose. So that is why I think my product, once launched into the market, will have a better consumer base. And the other 2 points left are that total addressable market, my product would address every consumer who believes in living sustainably. It's not only for the salesperson or for the industries, it is for everybody. Even a child who waters a plant, he or she would like to have that kind of technology. So yes, and these are my main references. And yes, thank you. So should I stop sharing now?
Yes, Soumya. You can just stop sharing the screen.
Okay.
So over to you, sir. Like, can you please give your reviews on
Yes,
the
Mr. Are you there? Okay, I'll start. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Soumya, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so good. It's a good presentation. You have made a nice presentation. Now,
Thank you.
educate me about some of the features or maybe data. Like you said, your primary raw material is apple pomace, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, how much apple pomace will be available in a year, do you think? And how much of pectin that you can manufacture out of it, and then how much water that pectin can hold? Any idea about that? Any data on that?
Sir, in a year, I have an idea. Yes, not I cannot be very rigid on this, but as far as I remember, we in a year we can get around this. Yeah, if we talk on a world level, yes, 1 million ton.
No, no, not world level. You talk about our country
India.
only. If the world produces 1 million ton, then India produces less than 1 million ton.
Mm-hmm.
And then how much pectin can be manufactured out of 1 million ton? Less than 1 million? That is one
Yes, that is
question you
for
have
sure.
to, yeah, so that 1 million ton water cannot, suppose we assume that one kg of pectin will absorb 1 kg of water, suppose, then
Yes, sir.
1 million kilogram or 1 million even ton of
Mm-hmm.
water will be able to irrigate how many hectares of land? Not many, maybe 10 hectares of land. And then once this pectin absorbs rainwater, it will get
Mm-hmm.
evaporated. When there will be no rain, it will get evaporated. How you are going to prevent that? Do you have any idea?
Sir, maybe by keeping them into closed rooms, that
So
kind
there
of.
is, means that means suppose you want to preserve that in a field, so you have to make a shade or something to prevent evaporation.
Evaporation. Yes, sir.
That is going to be something. And it
Mm-hmm.
looks like yours thing is in an idea stage. Is there any validation that pectin really absorbs so much of water? And did you do any kind of a real piloting of this idea other than doing a laboratory skill research that pectin actually absorbs water?
Sir, actually, no, not something on pilot scale plant, but I invested around 6 to 7 months at IIT Bombay for my MTech project. So the whole idea was pectin extraction. So there I had time to venture into the or test some properties of pectin, and I read papers also. So pectin has a very
Yeah, that is good. That's
good.
good. See, we cannot, for the interest of time, we have to be very precise.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
you are familiar that pectin is used for many other purposes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, just for
Gelling agent.
just for preserving water, is it more valuable compared to whatever purposes pectin is presently being used? And what
Yes,
will
sir,
be
definitely.
and
Definitely.
what will
That
be
goes
the
without
cost of
doubt.
what will be the cost of manufacturing 1 kilogram of pectin that can preserve one liter of water? Is there any mathematics on that?
No, sir, no such mathematics. But this article on World Water Day, which talked about life
No, no, that's
cycle
okay. That's
assessment.
okay. I have seen that. Means I have heard that you clarified that at the beginning. You took a lot of time to clarify that to impress upon that. That is appreciated. So I am done, Professor.
Yes.
Other professors will.
All right. All right. Soumya Singh,
Yes, sir.
yes, very good. Very
Thank you,
nice
sir.
presentation.
Thank you, sir.
So, uh, I would like to understand, yes, this is a very good approach. So, how you are, what is your concept of that extraction you are talking? Is the pectin, is it soluble in water or not? Is pectin water soluble? First thing you tell me, what is pectin chemically?
Sir,
And then
chemically.
chemically, what is pectin? And then its water solubility.
Sir, pectin is a polymer which comprises of these monomers, rhamnogalactone, homogalactone.
Pardon, pardon, pardon.
It comprises of these chains monomers rhamnogalactone, homogalactone, RG1. Uh, s- so these HG1, RG1
Mhm.
chemicals monomers it has.
Okay, I think that is not correct. But anyway, that and how what is its solubility in water? I am trying to understand. This is really a good approach, and there are apple pomace, apple processing industry. They generate lot of waste, so this pectin can be extracted. So that is a standard thing. So I want to know what is the novelty in your approach of extracting pectin from the apple pomace. You have talked about something NAD, NADES, solvent, and then water. So what is NADES solvent?
Sir, these are tailor-based solvents.
Can you can
These
you
are
can you tell
actually.
some characteristic of that solvent?
Yes, sir. Yeah, this is the characteristic of solvent, that these are tailor based, and I what I have chosen as NAD solvent is choline chloride and lactic acid in the ratio 1:3. So once these are mixed together, then they can be used. Characteristic, the most attractive characteristic for me, according to this idea, was that these can be tailor based. Matlab these, they allow us the flexibility to uh, change them as per the need of the experiment. So that was the most attractive characteristic for my idea. It has other characteristics also, but I cannot remember it right now.
All right.
It has.
Then then next, how are you going to, suppose you have extracted the pectin? How are you
Mhm.
going to convert it into pectin sheet? That's the biopolymer which you are talking about.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
then
sir. By this methyl, this deesterification technology, in my references, I have given the paper title. There, they have used this egg box model, where they have tried to bind different pectin units by using calcium. So this technology, I think, I can use to bind them. First, I thought that maybe
Hello,
chain reaction or addition reaction
hello,
polymerization would work,
Soumya.
but no. Yes.
Soumya, I'm really sorry to interrupt, but the time has already passed. The 20
Okay.
minutes have already passed. So, thank you very much, Soumya, for participating in the
Okay.
aggravation. So, judges, can you please note out the marks for the Soumya presentation? Soumya, you can leave the meeting now.
Okay. Thank you.
तो भाई अभी अभी क्या है, पांच ही तो तुम्हारे प्रेजेंटर्स हैं। अभिलाष कौन है? पार्था गोयल। तो थोड़ा सा सभी जजेस को तो टाइम दे दो पूछने का।
So anyway, sir, Mr. Sir, I will comment something. I mean, this is kind of idea she is proposing, but sir, it is kind of hypothesis. We need to see its executory, whether it can be
है ना, वही
executed
है।
or not.
हाँ, that's
And
right.
second
इसमें
aspect, sir, what I believe, since it's a business model, we need to look for the cost aspect of it.
हाँ,
Whether
नहीं
it
नहीं,
be
वो तो बहुत सी चीजें अभी है, but
yes,
she did not present all those things. Even
yes,
इसमें भी she has read from some paper and then
yes, yes,
presented.
yes,
But at least if that is one burning problem with the industry.
yes. I mean, at
And
least it is a business model, so we need to look for the cost aspect. It. Anyway, we'll go to next one.
कहाँ गए पार्थ गोयल भाई? नेक्स्ट को ले आओ।
Yes.
Okay, sir. I'm bringing the next participants. And sir, so okay, if so, sir, should we further extend the Q&A time? It is 10
अरे
minutes.
ठीक है, थोड़ा सा डिस्कशन होने दो ना। टाइम तुम इसके बाद तुम्हारा दूसरा प्रोग्राम है क्या? लेट इट बी। उनका प्रेजेंटेशन का फिक्स कर दो टाइम।
Okay,
ठीक है, दे आर प्रेजेंटिंग फॉर 10 मिनट, दैट्स फाइन। बट द
okay,
क्वेश्चन आंसर लेट इट गो बाय दैट। अगर 10 मिनट
okay,
भी हो जाता है
okay. No problem.
कोई
No
अंतर
problem.
नहीं।
No problem, sir.
एटलीस्ट ऑल जजेस लेट देम हैव सम वन और टू
Okay. Surely, sir. Surely. Uh, Excuse me, Divyant. I guess you can leave the meeting now, Divyant. Actually, we have the slot for someone else. Now we will shortly call you. We are inviting our next participant. Hello. So Kaushik, can you hear us?
Uh, Hello.
Yeah. So Kaushik, can you please tell me the name of your team members so that I can admit them?
No, no, no. I am just presenting all by myself. There are no team members.
Okay, so there are no team members from your side?
No, there are no team
Okay,
members.
okay, okay. So Kaushik, can you kindly share your screen? And
Yeah,
if
just a
possible,
second.
can you kindly turn on your video? Yes, yes.
Is my screen visible?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Kaushik, your screen is visible.
Okay,
So you can share your PPT, make it in present, like start the slideshow, and then we can proceed.
okay. Should I
So
start now?
Kaushik, let me tell you, you will be given 10 minutes for your presentation. So please keep it concise. And after the end of 10 minutes, we need to stop you, unfortunately. But after that, our honorable judges will ask you the questions. Okay? So
Understand. Fine.
on
Cool.
a count of three, you will start, and we'll also start your timer. Okay?
Yes, please do that.
Okay. So three, two, one, start.
Good evening, one and all. I'm Kaushik Bose, founder and director of Azido Private Limited. India loses around 40,000 to 50,000 crores of crop worth annually due to pest attack. And in a country where 200 million people go to bed hungry every night, this data is an eye opener. So, what are the existing solutions for to tackle a problem like this? Well, we can develop pest-resistant crop with the help of biotechnology, but that looks like a distant dream. Then there are chemical-based agro products, but repeated use of chemical-based agro products causes long-term detrimental effect on the environment. And then there are biological-based agro products, but due to their high cost and poor efficacy, it is not being able to solve this problem at hand. We solve this problem by developing a one of this kind agro product that protects crop from pest attack, insect attack, and fungal infection. It also increases crop productivity by adding micronutrients to the soil and maintaining the soil pH. How we do this? Well, we have identified a locally growing weed, a weed of zero economic value, a weed that grows throughout the year and is the most invasive weed species in our country. And government of India and farmers spend a huge sum of money on eradication of this weed. We have identified this weed, we have separated the leaves of this weed, and from that leaves, we have developed and extracted phytoconstituents, phytochemicals, and from that phytochemicals, we have developed a unique formulation which, when sprayed on the crops, protects crop from pest, insect, or fungal or any kind of infection, and when mixed with the soil, increases crop productivity by 30 to 50% by adding micronutrients to the soil and maintaining the or regulating the soil pH. Now, what are our GTM strategy? How are we planning to sell this product or market this product? Well, our first strategy is by approaching an NGO. We have identified an NGO called Catch Foundation. It's an NGO based out of Ahmedabad. They are currently working on environmental protection. So what we do is that we deliver free samples to them, and then based on promising result of from that free sample, we hope to build long-term contracts with them. Second is a B2G strategy where we list our product into the GEM government e-marketplace portal, and then we hope for like government procurement. And the third is an end-to-end strategy where we identify a persona, and our persona is an influential farmer from certain region. As of now, that persona is from a Jharkhand region. We have identified a persona from Jharkhand. We deliver a free samples to that persona, and then that persona then connects us to multiple farmers from in and around that region. Another strategy is that we onboard dealers and then sell our product to them at a dealer price, and then that dealer then further sells its product to farmers at maximum retail price. So that are our three multiple strategies which we deploy in order to sell our product. Talking about the market, the global biopesticide market is projected to grow from $2.4 billion to $3.9 billion. The global biopesticide market is projected to grow from $84.5 billion to $130.7 billion. The Indian biopesticide market is projected to grow from $3.4 billion to $3.9 billion. Talking about the consumption, biopesticide consumption increased from 5,151 tons to 6,340 tons, and chemical pesticide consumption increased from 55,000 tons to 57,000 tons. So, both in terms of consumption and value, wherever you place a product, it is expected to show an upward trend. Going by these analytics, we have estimated that a serviceable obtainable market would be around $331 million, and we need to target around 15 to 40% farmer population in order to achieve our serviceable, obtainable market. Now, talking about the business model, we will be partnering with KVK's Agriculture University Agri Warehouses and Farmer Produce Organization in and use them as a launch pad to sell our product. The value that we offer to our end user or the customer is that our product is a multi-dimensional product. So instead of a farmer buying multiple products such as a pesticide, insecticide, or fungicide for different kind of infection, he can buy one single product that will give him a crop protectant activity and a crop stimulant activity. And second, it would be priced lesser than the existing agrochemical present in the market. And third, it will work on multiple crops and across different geographic location and will be completely organic. Now, this is the competitor. Currently, there are the companies that are working on similar agro-based products do not offer a multi-dimensional activity for one single product. And our product, Crop Defender, which is the name of our product, at 449 per unit price, gives a farmer and benefit of a pesticide, insecticide, fungicide, and a crop stimulant, which no other product or no other competitor does as of now does that. Now, this is the current timeline that we are currently working on. We are currently working at a test marketing stage. We have distributed and free samples and raised invoices for our product. Then we'll be getting NABL accreditation from in the month of May to June. Then we have already onboarded farmers and doing pilot study as of now in Odisha and Gujarat and Jharkhand, and then we'll also be doing it on Chhattisgarh and probably in Chennai as well. And finally, in between January to March, we'll be launching this product and executing all our GTM strategies. This is the current fund requirement and the reason for which we are looking for funds. At, as of now, we require around 16.5 lakh rupees in order to in order to launch our product. Now, these are the achievements. We have been awarded with IIT Mandi grant, Nidhi EIR fellowship, IAIN fellowship, which is of Gates Foundation, Government of Gujarat SSIP grant, and we have recently were selected among the top 75 startups of the country in the Startup India Innovation Week at the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav event. This is my team. I've done my BTech in biotechnology and MBA in innovation, entrepreneurship, and venture development. These are certain additional sites. We have done the antifungal and antibacterial test, which you can find that our product doesn't have any activity on the beneficial microorganisms. It only affects the pathogenic microorganisms. So now this is also a cytotoxicity test done in order to prove the non-toxic property of our product. The test done to prove all the essential micronutrients that are present in a product, which enhances the plant productivity. This is a test done on green gram, where you can see at 10% concentration of product actually increases the germination of green gram, moog. Yeah. As of now, we have tested it on the crops that we have tested it on are tulsi, moringa leaves, lemongrass, papaya, cabbage, chili, tomato, capsicum, brinjal, and okra. And currently, we are doing a pilot on paddy. The farmer that has onboarded with us, he has given we have convinced him to do a test run on paddy. This is a product demonstration video and a customer interview video as well, where the customer has given us feedback such as our product is easy to use, and he would further recommend it to other farmers as well. And this is an advance letter of intent or an advance purchase order of 500 units, which after this pilot study and on paddy, the farmer from Jharkhand will give us the order. Now, so that's our product. So through this product, we are the problems that we are addressing are crop loss due to pest, insect, and fungal infection, higher cost of biological based product, the detrimental effect in the environment due to excessive chemical based use of chemical based product, and then and fourth, weed management, as the weed that we have chosen, around 35 million hectare of agricultural land is covered by this weed, and is spreading at an alarming rate, and as of now it has invaded around 20 countries and across 5 continents. Thank you. I'll be open for questions now.
Professor Mishra may start.
Hello.
The other 2 judges, let us give them first chance.
Sir, yes, I will be starting something.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Kaushik. Kaushik, it
Yes,
is a really a nice presentation. Of
thank you.
course, your time that is quite appreciable. So my one or two questions I have in my mind. That first thing is that of course, what is the raw material you are trying to achieve in this project? What the raw
Sir,
materials?
it's a weed, sir. As of now, I'm not comfortable sharing the name of this weed, sir, because it's the IP that we are currently working on, sir.
Okay.
But I can tell you that this weed is the most invasive weed species in our country, and it's a major problem that we face as of now. You can find it in every parts of our country, even in your warehouse or anything. This grows everywhere.
Yes, and you
It's
said when add with the soil, I mean the soil pH will be adjusted or it will,
Yes, yes.
right? That's true.
Like if the soil pH is having a higher pH, it will bring down the pH at the neutral, that is the between the 5 to 7 mark, and if it is lower, then it will increase the to 5, which is essential for the growth of crops. So it
Okay.
also regulates the soil pH.
If it is so, can you say something? What is the mechanism behind it? Do
Sir, we are currently doing those tests to understand that mechanism. What we do, I can send you samples. You can also test it in your. If you can send me the address, I can send you at least 1 liter sample where you can use it on your field and you can see results of your own.
no, results is okay. I mean, we don't say about your results, but I'm trying to understand what the mechanism behind it. It is made.
Sir, I believe because we are extracting this product from a natural source, and we are the formulation that we have built. It consists multiple organic oils such as thyme oil, pine oil. When we add it into the soil, that regulates the soil pH and in unity with our phytochemical extract, it creates a synergistic mechanism which then helps in maintaining the soil pH.
You have IPR with you? Have you patented this
uh,
file?
in the process of filing the provisional patent, sir.
The next part is that I wanted to know whether you have studied this toxicity level, cytotoxicity of the plant.
Cytotoxicity done, sir. Test, yes, sir.
You have
No
done
toxic.
it.
Yes, sir.
It is in the range in the level.
Non-toxic. So we did not find, because the extract that we have, the formulation or the final product that is we did in cytotoxicity analysis. It was non-toxic, sir, because it was not having any properties or any chemical that is considered like that is recognized as a toxic material.
Okay. Next part is that have you studied the growth pattern of the crop? No?
Yes, sir. Like we have in lab condition, we have tested it on green gram, that is moog, and we found that in 10% concentration,
Because why I'm asking, field condition and lab condition, those two conditions are totally
different,
different,
different, sir.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
So in field condition, we have tested it on tulsi, moringa leaves, lemongrass, papaya, cabbage, chili,
Mhm.
tomato, capsicum, brinjal, and okra. And in terms of the feedback of the farmer, growth was enhanced in terms of the length. Let's say okra, the size of okra was increased when they used our product.
Mhm.
So these are the
So
feedback that we have received from the farmer itself.
and then you have because different crop agricultural products, they have
True,
different soil and
true, true,
pH tolerance.
true, sir.
You will have n number of products for your n number of agro,
True, sir.
right?
True,
That
sir.
is true. And last question, what is the current status? I mean, what is the scale of status of this? Suppose given a chance, and what is your plan to
Sir,
take
as
for?
of now, if you give us if you give us a order, or if you give us a opportunity to do a pilot study of around 500 to 1,000 units, we'll be happy to do that study.
I mean, this will be manual, or you are trying to have some kind of mechanized system so
No,
that you
sir, we will
start.
give them the product, and then that needs to be mixed with the water and directly spread on the field. Normally, how farmers used to use current products to
No,
spray
that
on
is
the
your, why I'm asking. Suppose you need to compete with the biofertilizer, like kind of
Yes,
biofertilizer market, and
yes, sir.
do you have a plan to expand this technology like a industry, like a company, in a
Yes,
big
sir.
scale? That
Yes,
that
sir.
is,
Yes,
and
sir.
what is
We have that plan. So the plan is that the raw material that we have, or the major raw material we have in abundance with us, that is the grass that we are working on. So extraction of that grass will happen in house. We have a facility here in Ahmedabad itself, where we use the 5 oxalate extraction process to extract. And at a larger scale, what we do will be aqueous extraction. We'll take the powder and we'll be mix it with distilled water or let's say ethanol based extraction, and then the rest phytochemicals of the organic oil such as pine oil and thionyl, we have vendors who provide us that, and then we will be mixing that at a certain formulation which we have developed, which is our IP, and then we'll be packaging it in our in-house and then directly selling it to a vendor at a vendor which is the let's say dealer price, which is of
Yes,
300
yes, I
rupees.
got your point. Yes, I got your point. Oh, thank you so much, Kaushik. Sir, I'm
Yes,
done, sir. This is I'm done. Thank
Good.
you.
yes, so further questions, I will very happy to answer all those questions.
Sonal, do you have any question?
Yes, sir. Hi, Kaushik. You seem
Ma'am,
like
sorry, your voice is a bit less,
just
ma'am.
a minute. Hi, am I
Yes, ma'am.
audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. So you seem like a very seasoned incubatee. So I would like
Yes,
to
sir.
ask whether you are incubated in an incubator right now.
As of now, ma'am, because we receive support from the IIM fellowship from IIT Kanpur, so SISC IIT Kanpur, we are associated with SISC IIT Kanpur. But because it's more like a virtual incubation as of now, if we get opportunities to incubate at an agri-based incubator, we'll be happy to incubate, because as of what we need is connect with agriculture university, where we want to say where certification from an agriculture university is very much necessary in order to sell it at a larger scale. So if an
So
opportunity
yes,
arises,
yes. So you also have got a Nidhi EIR grant, right?
we got it in 2019 to 20, ma'am, but now it is over.
Okay, so you have exhausted the funds. You
Yes,
have
ma'am.
used that.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have also said that per unit cost about 449 rupees.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the volume of that unit? 1 liter?
1 liter, ma'am.
Okay. And so IP is involved. Okay, so the manufacturing which you are doing,
Yes,
is
ma'am.
it automated or
No, ma'am.
right?
What happens is that the manufacturing process. What happens is that we directly collect the raw material, which is the leaf material. So we have two like local employees or workers who provide us the raw material at a certain rate, which we have fixed. For 10 rupees per kg or 11 rupees per kg, where we get the raw material. Then what we do is that in house we have an like in incubator space only. What we do is that we crush that leaf raw material, and then we, using a Soxhlet extraction process, we extract the
Okay, so it is
liquid.
all manual, right?
Manual, yes, ma'am, manual. There
Yes.
is no way of automate. Means if further in the future, if there is a way to automate the process, we'll be happy to do that. As of now, it is manual.
So are you looking for any certifications right now? Because your
Uh,
prototype is ready, right? So
yes, we will be
EcoCert
getting the
certification.
NABL accreditation in the further few months.
Okay. Yeah. That's all from my side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Kaushik.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is a really a nice presentation and you are doing a nice work. I
Thank you,
just
sir.
a quick question. What is the potential of scalability of your
Sorry, sir. I couldn't.
scalability? That is, how can any
Scalability is
plant?
there's a based on the data that we have found, we in order to achieve a serviceable obtainable market, we need to sell around 6 crore units of a product. And as of now, if I can give you a study, a current farmer for one crop cycle, the current use of pesticide rupees 6,000 rupees. So if a farmer says the same farmer uses a product, he can achieve the same result, and the price of or cost of costing for which the farmer would be around 2,500 to 3,000 if he uses our product. So that's a major advantage a farmer gets, and that would give them an inclination to use our product. So based on the
Okay.
cost benefit analysis, we find our product is
No,
beneficial to the
no,
farmer.
fine, fine.
That
I
allows
got
us
it.
to
I got it. I was asking some other point that what are your plans to scale it up and large scale production? Like
so large
anyway,
scale.
that's a now the second question is
Yes, sir.
that you told about it is the 445 rupees per liter
For per 1 liter,
and this 1 liter. What is the field area
one
where it
acre,
can be? Uh,
1 acre, 1 acre, sir.
1 acre and crops. It can be done for any crops.
Any crop, sir.
What it does actually, it is a pesticide it is effective.
Crop
What is
protectant and crop stimulant, sir. I am not using the word pesticide, because when we use the word pesticide, then we need approval from a central insecticide board, and that is a very big process, sir. And
no, no,
it
no.
also
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we
but
are
I want to understand that what it really does in
it
the
is a
field.
crop protectant, sir. It will when you
Crop
spray it on crop
protectant,
protectant,
it protects the crop from whom? From
pest, insect, and fungal infection, sir.
pest and fungal, that
Yes,
insect,
sir. And
fungi,
fungal infection.
fungal
Yes, sir.
infection.
And
Okay.
also a crop stimulant.
Also is
I-
a stimulant, that is growth
Stimulant also, sir.
stimulant.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about its effect on the soil properties? Any
Soil
study you
property,
have?
no change in the soil properties, are done the test. It doesn't change the soil property, only the if for the pH of the soil is less, it regulates the soil pH, because our own product soil, the pH of our own product is in between the range of 5 to 7, so it regulates the soil pH when you mix it in the soil.
Okay, good, very good. That's all from my side.
Yes, sir. Any further feedback or questions, sir?
Yeah,
I would
actually,
request. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir. Please.
yeah, means time is very short. I think we have already exceeded the time, but from the presentation, I get an impression that on 1 acre you spray only 1 liter of this whatever
Yes, sir.
you prepare, that is going to work as a pesticide at the same time as a crop stimulant. So it's
Yes,
look
sir.
like nasia kind of a thing. It's too good to be true. It looks like that, like homeopathic medicine. You just take one drop and
Yes.
all diseases will be cured. Sounds like that.
Why don't you try it, sir? I can
See,
send a
one
sample
acre
to you,
you
sir.
spray only 1 liter. It will not be a drop per square foot. It will be less than a
Why,
drop per square
yeah,
foot.
because we have to dilute it at in 10 liters of water as of now. So why don't you try it, sir, on on if you have a garden or a field, and then you can only see it
Then
for yourself.
what kind of microbes it
Uh,
kills?
s- so as of now, the pest that we have tested it on is a fusarium species, and I have shown it in the slide. So we are also doing it on other pathogenic strain. We are still in the prototype stage, so I cannot like there isn't very, all the microbes I haven't tested. We have tested it on the fusarium species and pseudomonas species, sir. So these are the microbes that it currently we have official
Okay.
data to prove that it
Okay,
kills.
okay, okay. ठीक है.
Now, if
For the
further you
interest of
want
time,
it,
let us close here.
yes, sir,
Fine, fine.
I can send samples to you. You can test it on your field, and then or in your garden also, if you have a pot, and you can see the result for
Yeah,
yourself, sir.
that's good. That's good.
Okay.
All the
Yes, sir.
best.
I'll take
All the
one
best.
last question out of my curiosity.
Yes, sir.
If it is not your IP, can you just tell at least one or two major components of your this? What are the components?
Okay, sir. So the major, like, I can tell you the like local name of the weed that we have used. It's
No, no,
gajar
no, no.
grass, sir.
I'm not asking that. In your formulation, that is the
Sir,
protectant which you are telling, you must have analyzed it in
yeah,
for
we
its
have that.
physical.
We have the complete
So
GCMS and
one
LCMS
or two
analysis, and
major
there are
ingredient component, major
thyme.
chemical
Thyme
component.
is there, sir. There is a thyme is there. There is pine is there, sir. These are the major ingredients that are present. There are list of that, sir. I cannot actually remember the
Okay, okay,
extract name
okay.
of it.
That's all.
I can share
Okay,
the GCMS report with you,
that's
where
thank
we have that graph as well. So as of
thank
now,
you,
I'm
thank you.
really sorry, because I did not. This is the first time I have got this question, so I did not prepare for this question, sir.
Okay. I guess our honorable judges don't have any more question. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kaushik. It was really nice to listen to your presentation,
Yes.
and you can now leave the meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Should I disconnect now?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
you can leave the meeting. So, Ayushi, I would request you to unmute yourself and check if we can hear your voice or not. Ayushi, can you hear us? Someone else from a team can speak. I guess her voice is not audible.
No, it's not audible.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes,
Ayushi
sir.
is not audible.
Oops.
Shivam, can you speak up for us to test your audio? No, you are also not audible. Shivam is also not audible.
I guess someone else from your team can speak up because you are not audible. Sh- And I would request you to kindly remove your headphones and then try speaking out.
Good evening,
You
sir. Am I audible
kindly
now?
remove your headphones from your PC and then try to speak.
Remove the headphones from the PC so that your
Yes, can you now speak?
inbuilt speaker should work.
Good, e- Good evening, sir. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible. Shivam, you are audible. But Ayushi is
Thank you,
still
sir.
not audible.
Just give me a minute, sir. I will resolve that issue. Just a second, sir.
Muskan, can you say hello?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, you are audible.
Sir, is screen visible?
Visible but very dark. Do you have some light around?
The screen is visual. It is nice.
Sir, I was talking about the screen of presentation.
No, presentation is not yet visible.
No, for me,
Sir,
Again, it is a food fermentation to treat your body. That was
yes,
in,
I
I
can
can
see
see
her.
that. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
presentation
is
is now visible.
to treat your body right and your immune system
Yes.
better. Okay, let us see what are you giving to us to improve our immune system.
so I guess others can please present because Ayushi is not her voice is like we cannot hear her voice. Others' voice is perfectly audible.
And she is, I think, some Muskan is muted. Muskan, you unmute yourself. Yeah,
Sir.
now you speak.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I guess I'll then start with the presentation if Ayushi is still not audible.
Yes, Ayushi has actually left the meeting as well. So I guess she was facing network issues. So kindly start the presentation.
Yeah,
Let me
surely.
quickly tell you about the rules. So you'll get only 10 minutes for present. And after the 10 minutes, our honorable judges will ask you the questions. So kindly keep your presentation short and your timer will start on a count of 3. So are you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay. So 3, 2, 1, start.
Pranam and good evening to you all. I am Shaurya Sharad Shukla. I'm not the team leader. Ayushi was supposed to do this thing, but unfortunately some network issues. So we are Team Atulya. We are here to present a solution to the problem statement which was given to us, which was food for all, the theme of the event. As you can see our team on this screen, Ayushi Rao, our team leader, Shivam Bhaskar, the business expert, Muskan, the research buddy. I am the problem solver, and Subarna is the techie one. Can we have the next slide, please? So the introduction to the problem is that the food security is one of the greatest challenges which is facing our country. Our nation's population is also expected to touch about 1.64 billion in the year 2050, and we still haven't solved food security yet. How does that sound for the Vishwa Guru and the superpower Bharat? Not only that, climate change and other climatic factors are also exacerbating our crop yield and more avenues in the future. They will also be affected a lot by it. So we need to find some solution for that. Before that, I would just like to present some data to you that Annual number of deaths from CVD has increased from 2.26 million to 4.77 million, which is can be comparable to about twice in the last 10 years. And around to United Nations India office, nearly 195 million people in India are undernourished. So that is another problem we are looking to solve with our product, which is not just addressing the food security, but also the malnourishment, because what good is a population which is alive on food, which does not have nutrition to function enough. One more thing on the slide, which you can see, is that around 40% of India's population is obese, while 22% of Indian adults are facing constipation and many digestion-related issues. So another thing that we are living in a country of great extremes. One place is starving and the other place does not have. So we thought about it, and the solution to our problem, as you can see on our screen, is food fermentation. Fermentation is a practice that has been known since ages, and many cultures around the world, the Mesopotamians, the Egyptians, the Greece, the Greece people, the Romans, and also us, we have perfected it. But one thing is very sure, that there are certain products in the world which are not that much staple in India. So we turned our focus towards them. Before that, I will give you a rundown about fermentation. Fermentation is an important process in which organic substrates, usually carbohydrates, are converted into alcohols and acids using microorganisms like yeast and bacteria under anaerobic conditions, which of course give us alcohols, acids, and also some carbon dioxide. By fermentation, we can eliminate the challenge of food security and give the society a better alternative for a healthy and nutritious beverage. If we can move on from that to our next slide. Okay, so we thought about fermentation, and fermentation is the goal and it's the solution to our problem. But what exactly? So we thought about some specific products or food items which are created by fermentation, and those are not a staple currently in India. And our goal is to have them locally manufactured, not just for our country, because we are planning our startup as a two-tier thing, where it is also a profit-making company, and it is also can also work as a not-for-profit company in case it has to address the food security of the nation. So sauerkraut, milk kefir are two of our main products. Sauerkraut is made from fermentation of finely chopped cabbage, and milk kefir is a staple from Turkey. Sauerkraut is usually in the European plain, Germany, as suggested from the name, and milk kefir from Turkey. Milk kefir is a simple fermented product. You add some kefir grains into milk, and it gives you nice milk kefir after fermentation. Sauerkraut is through cabbage. There are many benefits which are mentioned on the slide. You can read them, that milk kefir is a rich source of calcium, protein, and B vitamin. And sauerkraut is actually made in the same process as that curd is made from lactic acid bacteria. Okay, now moving on to our basic introduction of the startup, which is our ideology. Any endeavor in the world needs to have a vision and a principle. So our ideology is starting with our vision. We plan to be leaders in customer acquisition and retention, and we plan to do that by intense and deep market analysis, and also niche marketing of our product, for which we are ready to employ freebie marketing to capture an initial customer base in a country like India, where freebie marketing works. Moving on to terminologies, we tend to focus on things like profitability, liquidity, growth, productivity, etc., on which you will be briefed in detail later on. Can we have the next slide, please? And after all this talk, I am very happy to inform you that we have actually started production of one of our products, which is kombucha. You would have seen it in the bottom in a few slides ago. And we are currently in a stage of production. You can have a look at the current status on your screens. Please have a look at our products and service, our revenue, our profitability, our scalability, our distribution channel, and also our growth for a few seconds before we move on. Okay, I think that was a good look. If we can move on, Muskan. Thank you. Now to the important thing, what is the market potential? So as I said, our product, we consider it to be a very niche product. Why? Because it is not restricted to a certain class of the population. It can also be targeted for the relatively richer upper class individuals, and also the relatively poor lower and middle class individuals. For the upper class, we can pitch it as a nutritional supplement because of the loads of nutrition in it. And to the lower class, apart from the nutritional aspect, it can also solve the food security problem due to its high shelf life. And also it can act as I said, a nutritional supplement to solve the nutritional emergency which the country is facing. Of course, some resistance is expected from the lower and the middle classes, but the solution to that is also on the screen. If you would look, this is educating and convincing the targeted audience initially about the health benefits along with reducing the burden on their pocket, because we have a very low unit cost for this product. Moving on, lastly, to SWOT analysis, which is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We have done it ourselves. Strengths are we are providing a nutritious beverage. Number 2 point is very important in strengths, which is edible for all age groups. In a country like India, many children are born malnourished, which cannot be given very strong medicines to treat that nourishment because they are newborn babies. So we provide a solution because we are not manufacturing a medicine, but essentially a beverage which is very rich in nutrition. More shelf life, of course, around 6 to 8 months. Most of the products have this, and as we research more and find different ways to increase the shelf life even more. Moving on to weaknesses, people unawareness that has already been discussed. Not pocket friendly for lower class people, though we have a very we are planning to have a very low unit cost, and we've also had some studies done on it, and our initial production shows that our studies are correct. But still, as we achieve economies of scale, the prices to come low. Introduction to a new technology and market capture by a new class of product are our opportunities. And moving on to threats, acceptance of new technology would have resistance. That's given with any technology. And lastly, depraved workers could leak insider information. Well, that's not a problem just for us. Even established companies have that problem. There are ways to mitigate that, and I'm sure we'll come out on top. That was all about SWOT analysis and all from me. Now I'll hand over things to Shivam for talks about money. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shaurya. So, pranam and good evening, everyone. And I am here to elaborate to you on the topic of revenue model and the marketing model of our startup. So, moving on to the revenue model, we have three subsets. So, the very first being avoiding negative cash flow and working capital. Secondly, avoiding negative cash flow and working capital. To run our business, we need some cash money always ready with us. People generally put the money in the market for products and are unable to fetch money back from the market. This vicious cycle causes negative cash flow and gradually eats up all of your working capital. Declining expansion with negative margin is the second point, and it's extremely important, I think, because selling products initially at low cost and expanding market after that in the hope of getting profit margin cumulatively, and then in the absence of margin, the company will fail to sustain. Cumulative margin is something which is extremely hard to attain for a startup. And this is a general tendency for the newbies in the market. They commit the same mistake every time and they fall into this trap. So moving on to the recurring revenue model formulation, we have retention of old or initial customers by keeping them engaged in our products to fix a margin. This acts as a base and acts as a threshold value of sales, which just keeps on going without any extra effort every year. So now we have the revenue model. As we have the revenue model, so for the revenue model, so for sustaining it, we also need a marketing model. So moving on to the marketing model, we have it has been summarized into a very few key points. And reporting on the very first, we have understanding the psychographic, demographic, and the geographical analysis of the mentality of customers playing the part of buying roles. And initial steps of the company, we can do marketing only on the targeted audience by mouth whispering, hype creations, posters, templates, and newspaper ads. Niche marketing can also be a great shot. Applying niche marketing will help us to increase the recall value of our product more effectively in a customer, as we will have the specific psychographic, demographic, and geographical details of the customers individually. Advertisements, goddamn, we cannot forget this. Advertising on social media, along with using tools of data analytics, will help us to get the details of the customers. This, in turn, will help us to retarget and resell the product to the customers. Moving on to a new technique of marketing called freebie marketing. Doing freebie marketing can also lead to significant growth in the marketing model, as we have edibles. We can just lower the quantity of a high value product and then sell it along with another high value product. And this can act as a boom for the sales. Undercover marketing strategies
Hello,
is something which
Shivam.
cannot be undone.
Can you please wrap
Applying,
up it fastly as the time deadline for the presentation has passed away?
sure, sir, sure. Applying undercover marketing strategies by hiring specialized agents for that to create energy and excitement about the product by generating tons of curiosity. So moving on to the predicted reach of our startup, we have considering the market analysis, which is under progress, has provided us with a clear indication of where we can have initial pump after launch and at what point and at what cost we need triggering offers to provide. Analyzing the consumer behavior, irrespective of any class, we have just knocked down our pens on the conclusion that for higher class, it would act as a beverage and a health supplement, and for the lower and middle class, it can act as a premium healthy beverage that's immunizing them without giving burden to pockets. So that was all from us, and now we are ready for questions if you have any. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shipam and Shaurya, for giving the presentation. So over to your judges, like, can you please tell your opinions on the presentation and ask your queries as well?
Yes, Shubham. Hello,
Yes, sir.
Shubham Bhaskar. You are presenting a.
Yes. Good.
Okay,
Good
can
evening,
you
sir.
tell, in fact, what is the novelty in your work? What is the innovation
Sorry,
you
sir.
are trying to bring out?
So basically, the innovation we are trying to bring out is that we are trying to create a new. We are not trying to create a new technology. The technology of fermentation has been there in existence since ages.
Uh,
The case
let,
is that
let,
the
let me
case is
let
that
me let me tell you that this kefir production technology, or you are talking about sauerkraut production technology, that is not a new. That is the age-old, very well established, traditionally used products from the milk as well as cabbage. So what I wanted that, yes, if you can say that as the business model which you are trying to that locally produce and at local level startup, that is a good. So that from that perspective, what is your innovation? What you want to do? Because from your presentation, really speaking to me, is not very clear that what is your approach. The product is good, fermented products, and these both these products are good. They are very well established. But what is your model? What is your plan? How you want to go about to produce these and then in a healthy environment and sell business? All those things, I think I am not very clear. I don't know.
Sir, I guess I can fill you upon that if you allow me to.
Pardon?
Sir, I think I can fill you on that instead of Shivam. The things which you are asking, they are very valid questions, so I can fill you up on that if you allow me
Please,
to.
please elaborate.
Yeah, Pranam sir, good evening. Very important thing. Actually, we had there are so many good things about our startups and many important things which we had to include in the presentation. And to meet the time limit, we cannot actually include the entire what actually we want to do. So, sir, actually, what we
But
want to
you
do is that.
presented so many things, but you did not present the main thing, actual thing. Because
Sir,
when
yes,
the
sir.
product is old, then you must tell what is your plan. If
Yes,
you
sir.
tell
That
your plan,
yeah.
then we can really.
Definitely, sir. So I'll come to that. I touched upon it on the startup market potential thing that we are planning a two-tiered approach. One is of a company because we have different kind of customer where we form our market strategy according to the customers. We have two types of customers in India: the richer class, which can afford it.
Let me have you some crystallize your idea that is in which locality you want to establish this your model,
Yes.
and at what is what will be the scale of operation.
The scale of operation is one very important thing because it is a question for investors as well. The scale of operations is the entirety of India because there is not really specific area which is facing the food security problem. Entirety of India is. And rich people do not live in a certain pockets. Of course, they are concentrated, but there are
But
many pockets around the country.
initially, you must be having some plan to start from somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, at least you want to have your own startup, I think.
Yes, sir, definitely.
So,
And we have also started the production, as I told you about the one product, which is kombucha. We have already started the production at our university lab. One initial sample has started. We are currently not in the stage of establishing our company, but most of the research work has been done. So we are initially starting on city level, then state level, and then hopefully on pan-India level as our revenues increase, as our profits increase.
okay, that's all. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Yes, okay. Shivam and their groups. So I have one or two queries from your side actually. I don't understand. Of course, as Professor Mishra said, I mean, you have a product, right? Because Sourcraft, this product is well established market, and you have standardized that product by your own team. That is first, and you are looking for a market, right? For your product that you have developed. So I wanted to know. I mean, and again, you are talking something kombucha, right?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
I mean, how you're planning for your market across the country or across the global?
Yes, sir. I can present to you that with an example. So we are currently not focusing on global because one very important thing is to notice that it is already pretty much in global. The problem which we are solving that it is not a staple food in India. The nutrition at low cost and high shelf life. In our country, we have the problem of shelf life. You cannot actually transport easily spoilable goods everywhere because there is a lack of refrigeration. These things, when closed in their container, have a shelf life to 6 to 8 months. So that's why in the rural areas where the food security and also there is a nutritional problem, highly nutritional goods can reach there and then they can be consumed. What our plan is that, as I told, there is a two-tier approach because we cannot leave an entire area of the market just because we want to do social service. Social service is only possible when you can have some profits, else you are a liability to the country, a liability to its economy. So that's why you must have heard about Yakult, which is a nutritional supplement. It improves your gut bacteria and all that thing. So for that thing, we are planning an established for-profit company approach for the class which can afford it, which is the higher class, expensive individuals. And for the lower and the middle class, we are planning to, of course, anything you want to do on a pan-India level on the society, you have to coordinate with the government as we get our profits, as we
And
achieve economic growth. Yes, sir.
now you are focusing basically on kombucha, right?
So no, we are focusing on many different products. Every different product has their own. We have started the production of kombucha only right now because that is the easiest one and there is the most literature available on that.
And what is the presence of your startup in the current market scenario? And what is the kind of, can you say some kind of turnover, some kind of your presence? Because the product is very well known, right? Whether
Yes,
my
sir.
idea is that whether you are able to reach at the grassroots level, that is the idea. And what is the turnover or what is the current status of your startup
We
that you have
currently
established?
haven't hit the market. We have only started the production phase. There is a lot of things you have to establish the company. You have to sort out your supply chain. You have to get the licenses required because you are essentially selling a food product. So we have started the production. Currently, we haven't even established a company. That is can be happen in a
Okay.
sort of 1 month. We are taking things slowly because, as we said in the initial slide, we have to capture a customer base, and that cannot be done in a rush. So we are also focusing on customer service. So that's why we are taking things slowly without due diligence and our due research. So there is currently no turnover right now, but our production has
Okay.
started.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Manoj sir, uh, Manoj Mondal sir,
Yeah,
are you? Yes. Yes.
yeah, I'm there. Um, Shaurya, I think you are interacting on behalf of the team.
Yes, sir.
So I'm still not sure whether it's a beverage or it's a food product. Means it's a solid food or a liquid food. Because you are showing
Yes, sir.
somewhere as solid food, but somewhere you have shown as liquid.
Yes, sir. Solid food for the solid things, which are sauerkraut and beverages for kombucha. It's usually in a gel form, kombucha, when you have interacted with the Scooby and the tea leaves. It generally ferments into a gel form, but
So, okay. Miss, for the interest of time, we have to be very brief.
yes, sir, sorry.
Um, what are the additional nutrients that you are proposing in these products? Meaning that suppose whatever is there in the marketplace, there are a lot of beverages available. What
Yes.
is the thing that your product stands out for?
So, yes, sir. Our product stands out for its shelf life. Without opening the package, it can go. It has a shelf life to 6 to 8 months. So that is what separates it
How,
from
how,
from.
how do you say that it will have a shelf life? What is the recipe for that?
Sir, it's not a recipe. Fermented foods like you can have pickles and vinegars. They have a very long shelf life because there is almost no bad bacteria, which can spoil the things due to the high concentration of acids and alcohols in that product.
So if it's placed in vinegar, then definitely contents of vinegar will be quite high. Will it be
No, sir,
consumable?
it naturally produces because fermentation takes carbohydrates, gives out carbon dioxide, it gives out acids and alcohols. So not especially vinegar, vinegar-like things. I was giving the example of pickles.
Okay, so how did you validate your hypothesis or proposition? Meaning you think that this is a better food supplement or food alternative. How did you validate? Means what was the validation?
So validation was yes, sir. Please complete.
How did you got the confidence that yes, this is a better food?
Confidence we did not get for a better food. Confidence we got to the solution to the problem, which is of food security and nutritional way. We don't have any conclusions on food. We thought because in India the basic problem is that there is a lack of
Say,
infrastructure.
there lies my doubt. How do
Yes,
you
sir.
say that you are offering any alternative solution to food security? You are using food converting into another form, one form of food into another form. So
Yes,
how
sir.
you are adding nutrient to this entire value chain? That is my
So,
question.
yes, sir. Nutrients they naturally produce. We have read scientific articles in reputed magazines like Headline and Scientific American, which give their nutrient values, and that's how we have put those that they are in a high concentration.
This
Yes,
from
sir.
fermentation, I'm not very sure whether you can add nutrient or food value or something. Food value perhaps will remain constant. So
Yes, sir.
why that security term you have been underscoring several
Yes,
times?
yes, sir. That
See, you're
yes,
not
sir.
producing food, you are just converting food from one form to the other. So how this whole means food security comes into play?
Sir, as you said, it is still food. It is just converted into another form in which its food value remains constant, but its nutritional value gets so. So we are providing food, but we are also providing high
Better,
nutritional value.
better
Yes,
you
sir.
say health security.
Yes,
Health
Sir,
security
may
because
I answer?
yes.
fermented foods are better
Sir,
from health
actually,
point of
whatever, sir,
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead, Muskan.
view. ठीक है.
Muskan, go ahead.
sir, what mentioned, sir, for example, Serocrit and NATO. These are the things which are used when there is food security in most in somewhere in India and in the world. जब वहाँ पर फूड सिक्योरिटी हुई थी तो इनका एक ये होता है कि इनमें प्रोटीन कंटेंट होता है तो इनकी वजह से लोगों को भूख लगना भी कम हो जाती है और उतनी लगती है जिनका उनकी बॉडी को रिक्वायरमेंट है तो इससे ये भी हो सकता है कि जितना फूड ज़रूरत है सिर्फ उतना ही यूज़ होगा एंड दैट विल बी वेरी बेनिफिशियल बॉडी के लिए भी और उसके लिए भी कि कितना फूड एक बंदा ले रहा है
Sir, adding to that, what she meant is that if we
और
provide,
सर
we all know.
न्यूट्रिएंट्स भी काफ़ी एड अप हो जाते हैं जब हम कोई चीज़ फर्मेंट करते हैं बेसिकली मेन हमारा यही मोटिव है
Sir, what she is saying that our body, as it is known, we do not need outside intake of glucose. We only need essential amino acid, which is converted from proteins and essential fatty acids. So we provide them food, but not high insulin food, which would spike their blood sugar and then have them convert that food into rigorous energy. But it
रॉ
is definitely
मटेरियल्स
food.
सर रॉ मटेरियल्स के रूप में जब हम कुछ भी इनटेक करते हैं तो उसमें उतना कंसंट्रेशन है हमारी बॉडी ऑब्जर्व नहीं कर पाती है पर फर्मेंटेड फूड में वो डायरेक्टली उतना ही हम दे रहे हैं कि ये चीज़ आपको इतनी दी गई है आप खा लो आपके आपकी बॉडी उसको ऑब्जर्व कर
Yeah,
लेगी तो
got it.
वी आर एक्चुअली डूइंग दैट
Yeah, right.
Sure.
So,
And sir,
which
adding to
college you are
Shaurya and
from?
Muskan,
Which college you are from?
sir, HBTU Kanpur, Harkut Batra Technical University Kanpur.
Okay, so see, Professor Mishra asked you about the market segment or maybe which market you are trying to target at the beginning. If you are pitching before any other investors or anybody, don't say that entire India is our market. You have to start from somewhere, maybe a small market first, then gradually in the second year, third year, fourth year, moving forward, market gets enlarged. So that is why there is the concept of TAM, SAM, and SOM. So you have to come to that SOM, serviceable, obtainable market. So initially you should target some one state or maybe one district or maybe one city, say large city, and then that should be your first year target or maybe first 2 years target. That in the first 2 years we target a revenue of this amount because this is the total and don't target rich people, poor people, everybody together. That is also not a good way of pitching. You have to target only one segment. So You have to do all those homework. You are
Definitely.
actually spilling us about marketing and all that. That need not be part of your presentation. Whatever you're going to do, just talk about that. Okay.
Surely, sir.
Okay,
Understood.
I am done. If there is anybody else can ask question.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, all of you. Hi, team. And it's a nice initiative which you all are working on. But as Mishra sir said, that you need to figure out your differentiator in comparison to the other probiotics available in the market. You need to figure out your differentiator, and like you are saying that the production is already there. You have produced kombucha, it would be appreciable if you have put your real image there instead of those internet wale images. So
Yes, sir.
uski jagah aap real image apne product ki डाल दें, that would be more appealing to us. Or if the prototype is ready, have you worked on your unit cost? Unit
Pranam, ma'am.
cost of kombucha.
Shivam, would you like to answer that, or may I?
Oh, that's your expertise, so you please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Ma'am, the thing is that regarding the photos, we actually haven't started, as I said in the slideshow, we actually haven't had the finished product. It's still currently, we have currently got to the Scooby phase, so that we didn't think was something presentable enough for the presentation. And moving on,
Whatever previous work you have done,
yes,
if you have shown the images, that would be more appreciable. And also, I would like to know the strength of the team. What is, I mean, bas mota moti. What are your background of the team?
we'll start. Aishi?
No, just briefly. What is the background of all of you? Are you from food background or
Yes. Shivam,
Pranam,
please.
agriculture?
Pranam and good
We
evening, ma'am.
and
Pranam and good evening, ma'am.
biochemistry.
We are from the Food Technology Department and the Biochemical Engineering Department from HBTU Kanpur. Ashore, Ayushi, and Muskan are from the Biochemical Engineering Department. Myself, Shivam Bhaskar, and Subarna are from the Food Technology Department.
Okay.
And having this as the base, we are working upon this model to get some good thing done.
Okay. 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 That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Shaurya, and your whole team for presenting a presentation. So you guys can leave now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Everybody have a good evening.
Good evening, everyone, and have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir, for your suggestion. I just loved it. Thank you so much. We will definitely look into that. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
It's Shivam, and you can leave the meet now. Shivam, can you please leave the meet? Okay. So, sir, I would like to call the next participant, that is Shashank, for his presentation. Uh, hello, Prashant. Hello, Shashank. Your voice is not audible. Hello, Shashank. Can you please introduce yourself? Can you just start your presentation? Your voice is not coming. Can you just rejoin the meet or check your mic? I'm really sorry, Shang, but your voice is not coming. Can you just try to rejoin the meet with some the mic, or just change your laptop? Shashank, can you please rejoin the meet or change your microphones? Your voice is not coming actually. I'm really sorry, sir, for the.
Uh, Shashank, actually, your voice is not audible.
Shashank, can you just change the settings from your device? Can you just check your device settings? Like, are there from your microphone or just from your laptop? Can you just reset, please check that?
First, you can ask the next candidate, next group.
Uh, Shashank, like, can you just join the meet after 20 minutes? Like, let the other participant can show the
Sir, is
presentation.
it audible now? Is it audible now,
Ah,
sir?
yeah. You are now audible.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. We'll start the presentation. Sorry for the
Okay, so
delay, sir.
no problem. So the presentation is for like 10 minutes, and please try not to cross the limit. And after that, there would be a Q&A session by our judges. So yeah, you can just start your presentation by sharing the screen, and we will start the timer from our side. Over to you.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you see the slide?
Yes.
Yes, your slides are. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So actually, our project is mainly about food safety, sir. It is very important that whatever the food we take is safe. So, around in the world, it is estimated that 600 million, almost 1 in 10, fall ill after eating contaminated food each year, resulting in 4,20,000 deaths and loss of 33 million healthy lives, sir. So it is important that what we eat should be healthy. There should not be any contaminations in it. So our project mainly depends on this food safety. So first of all, we have to know the difference between cleaning and sanitizing. Generally, in houses or in industries, they clean. They clean with water, but all the microorganisms will not be destroyed. So for destroying of these microbials and harmful particles, we we have to sanitize it. So our startup area is ozone meter. We we um, we develop ozone. We generate ozone from a device, and by this we can clean all these fruits, vegetables, herbs, beverages, meat, water, spices, and fish. I think all kind of food industries can use this ozone for cleaning. Actually, using ozone was approved by USDA and FDA. So we can use this for disinfecting the food material. So why should we use ozone instead of bleach? Ozone is over 3,000 times faster to purify water. And actually, when we use bleaching, it gives some harmful particles such as some chlorinated particles, which is not good and it is harmful for the nature. But ozone is not like that. When ozone comes out, it is highly reactive. It splits into oxygen. So there is no problem with ozone for the nature. And chemical water treatment leaves long-term chemical effects with chlorine, and ozone does not. Ozone is strongest and fastest commercially available disinfectant and oxygen for water treatment. So ozone can also disinfect pathogens and many things, but chlorine cannot. So we feel that using ozone is very good idea, sir. So
Working model.
okay. Now I want to explain how our machine ozonator works. So, sir, this is the ozonator. We designed this. By this, we can generate ozone. Actually, from here, okay, air enters inside, in which there is oxygen, and inside there is a electron discharge tube or a UV tube. We can use either. By this, by the homolytic cleavage of oxygen and reaction, it forms ozone, and we collect the ozone and we dissolve it in water, and we can disinfect any food material by this.
Uh, Let me go through the business model. For the for our ozonator, our project is to develop the usage of ozone gas for cleaning and disinfecting purpose in both small scale and large scale. Where small scale depends upon the middle class families and all the citizens, and where large scales is like food industries and many other. In this, ozone plays a vital role for cleaning the food material, and ozonator can also be used by common people for washing their any needs like fruits, veggies, meat, fish. Uh, our ozonator mainly depends upon the customer and customer relationships, where it can be uh, it can be reached for every person. It is very low cost efficient and it can be used by anyone. To get customers, we approach food industries to advertise and social media to explain the importance of ozone in cleaning and disinfection and its ability to decontaminate food. We keep customers growing for improving new versions of ozonator by developing AML. Revenue model, we expect a profitable business with this idea. We use this initial profit to increase our production and such that profits increases, which helps to increases further production. Basically, our marketing strategy is explaining the uses of ozone gas through the purification of food materials, where where in our daily life nutritious food plays a very vital role, and every person needs a very basic appetite to fulfill his health and to live long. Um, our only strategy to get industries know the importance of ozone gas in cleaning and disinfecting food material instead of bleaching, which is traditionally getting used in large scale industries. Uh, and explain them the ozone is 50 times powerful than and 300 times fast reaching than bleaching. Conducting demonstration industries about usage of ozonator. Our partnerships are the major materials required in manufacturing ozonators, like oxygen cylinders. For perfect oxygen, we can directly take atmospheric air also. For the perfect ozone, we need oxygen cylinders, UV light, and ozonator chamber made of stainless steel. For an intense, we require a UV light. Then we directly have a partnership with the company producing UV light, such that cost of UV light decreases, and we could get more income. To get this raw material which help in our production, we can tie up with the company which produces raw material in a large scale, and the expenses in buying raw material can be diminished, and this gives us more profit and buy more production equipment. Competitive analysis. Currently, there are only few industries where ozonators are used and which are very heavy price. If we made our project efficient and we can put we put a reasonable price where everyone can buy it, and our TAM is we have two scales. One is small scale and large scale, where in the small scale we have two different types of things, where it is UV and electrical, where UV costs 700, electrical costs 400, and mainly our per annum is about 2 crores 85 lakhs. This is the total addressable market projection for 2022 as per the calculations. Uh,
Sir, actually for UV, if 250 customers takes it and we get 21 lakhs, and for electrical we get 24 lakhs, and for large scale we get 2, 2 crores 40 lakhs, sir. Total we get 2 crores 90 lakh income, sir, annual. So we request an initial investment of 10 to 12 lakhs, sir. Uh, that's all, sir. We submit.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Um, Thank you very much, Shashank, for your presentation. So over to you, judges. Can you just tell your opinions on it and what are their views and feedback regarding it? And also, sir, like, can you please update the marks on the sheet, as it would be really helpful for us to find the which is a suitable candidate.
Uh,
That is now.
okay. So, Sasank, yes. Yes. Sasank, can you tell me? I did not understand what is the novelty of the technology you are proposing. Of course, ozone treatment in food applications, it is not a novel techniques. I can say it is a established techniques, right? and what
Yes,
you
sir.
are trying to propose in your proposal.
Sir, actually, we want to develop a machine, sir, which is called ozonator. We want to create ozone.
See, ozonator is a very common device,
Hmm.
right? That is available. Um, like say in terms of novelty of your proposal, I don't find that kind of novelty you are speaking. That I'm lacking to understand.
Sir, we want to develop in a very economical way, sir. This ozonator.
So what is the current status of your work? Have you worked something on your concept that we are speaking?
Yes, sir.
So you have some kind of model with you, or you are kind of putting some kind of hypothesis for it?
No, sir. Actually, we have present, but
You,
currently we
Okay,
don't.
no problem. And what do you do right now?
Sir, we are chemical engineering first year, sir.
Usmania from
From
Usmania
Usmania
campus.
University.
Okay, okay,
BTech.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. Okay, thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah, that's all. In fact, I also agree with Professor Sahu that in fact the only novelty that yes, it should be what is your business model and how you want to do it. If you could elaborate on that, then there may be some point. Otherwise, even ozone generators, they are available in market, even online, Amazon, etc. In 4,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, or even lab scale models 10, 15,000 rupees. So it is ranging. Okay. So that is
Yeah,
that. But yes, definitely nothing, even if it is established technology, nothing harm to have some idea and to do at your own. But that you should have elaborated that what is your plan. You want to have your own ozone generator, what is its capacity, okay, how much will be the cost of that, and what is your plan, whether you establish it in the market and go in 1 year, how much unit you want to have a plan to produce it. So अगर वो सब थोड़ा सा डिटेल देते, then it would have been little better. Anyway, that is from my side.
Yeah, I also have the same suggestion, meaning you should, if, in case you think that you have a wonderful design, a new design that is going to
Yes.
be cost effective or anything, you should work on that. You should have a prototype and demonstrate that either it consumes less energy or it is cheaper or anything that you have in mind. So you add some value and then you should try. You should not stop. Since you have done some early design, try to
yes,
work
sir.
on that and try to add value, understand all the technologies that are already there, and you have some little bit of added value that will take you to places. Okay, all the best.
Sir, thanks for your suggestions, sir. Valuable suggestions.
thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Shashank, for joining in. So now you can leave the meet. We will share the further details. Okay, Sonal, do you want to speak anything?
Yes, actually, I also had the similar suggestions that the presentation was not quite clear because the partnership, I think you mistook many of the slides. Like in partnership, you have mentioned something else. So those details were missing. So that's all, and the similar suggestions as the sir said before. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So thank you, Shang, for coming into the Agrivation. We will share you the further details via mail. So now you can leave the meet. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Can you just please write down the marks onto the Excel sheet? It would be really easy for us to note down all the presentations.
Okay, if all the presentations are over, na? Right?
No, no, sir. Like one presentation is left uh, of IT Kharpur students on like they are say third year students. So Divyan, Shri and Shruti, can you just start your presentation?
Okay, Partho, let all presentation be over. In fact, we are noting down our marks. what we decided that after all the presentation are done, then maybe all four of us will discuss and then accordingly put out our marks. All right?
Okay, sure, sir, definitely, sir. Okay. So over to you, Divyan.
Yeah, my screen is visible, right?
Yeah, yeah. All right. So we are. We one second. Am I audible? I just wanted to confirm.
Yes, yes, Shruti,
Uh,
you are audible.
yeah,
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So Shreya won't be joining us today because she had something that came up. So Divyant and I will be here. Yeah, Divyant, you can start it.
Yeah. So, good evening to everyone present here. I'm Divyan here along with Shruti to pitch our startup Wormeal and present our business plan. So, to start with, let me introduce to a small insect which is the fundamental part of our startup. So, the name of the insect is black soldier fly, which is often referred to as BSF. It belongs to the Hermetia family with the adult size ranging between 15 to 20 millimeters. Its larva basically feeds on vegetable and kitchen waste, and it causes no harm to plants and animals surrounding them. So this is the life cycle of black soldier fly, where the larval stage is involved in feeding on the food waste. Life cycle lasts for around 15 to 20 days, and surprisingly, the adult doesn't even have a mouth. So the adult does not. Once it comes to the adult stage, it does not feed on any food. Its only priority is for reproduction. So yeah, with that now let's look into the problem which we are targeting. So first, it is the country's protein deficiency. It should be noted that children, especially from developing countries, face high level of protein deficiency due to improper access and less affordability to quality protein. And not only humans, but farmers also find it very difficult to feed poultry and fishes with very good quality protein. So this is the graph showing the increase in demand for protein year by year, and this is a pie chart showing so here you can see that about 95 percentage of farmers who are involved in poultry and agriculture poultry and pisciculture are finding it difficult to feed their livestock with protein. So the second problem that we are handling is nutrient recycling. So you know that so we are basically targeting the peel waste from fruit and vegetable waste industries. So around 30 percentage of fruit and vegetable biomass are wasted after food processing. So this low cost horticulture waste can be utilized by transforming into very good products. Yeah, so let me tell you how BSF works as a solution for this. So first, for managing the waste, black soldiers fly can eat more than twice their body weight every day. So this is a rough calculation which we tried of doing. So assume that you have 5 grams of black soldier fly larvae, and this can easily eat up 5 kg of fresh waste in a single day. So this actually can help in very good waste management. And the second one is the protein source of protein. So this larva biomass consists of 40 to 50 percentage of protein, and this protein, the amino acid profile of this particular protein is very much similar to fish meal and other meat products. Yeah, so this is the supply chain we are trying to propose. So we collect the fresh waste from horticulture-based industries, and we purchase the raw material. Raw material includes the BSF egg. So again, BSF egg is a one-time investment. So that is easily available in entomology research centers across India. And the third step is growing and maintaining BSF culture, and then processing. Fifth is packaging and then sales. Yeah, so the first raw material is the fresh bio waste, which can be obtained from food processing industries, and the second is BSFX. Some points which must be noted during the development of during rearing of this black soldier flies, you must keep this in proper conditions. So these are the conditions which were mentioned in the literature. So 60 to 70 percentage humidity, protect from wind, rain, and direct sunlight. So these are the apparatus that we are suggesting. So the first picture shows a small scale setup, and the third one is a large scale setup. Yeah, so for growing black soldier fly, the optimal temperature is 25 to 35 degrees Celsius, which is a typical temperature all over India, and it prefers to stay in shade. and it's better that you avoid noise and air pollution and contamination. These four products can be obtained from the BSF larvae. First one is the organic fertilizer, insect meal, larva oil, poultry and pisciculture feed. But for now, we are targeting only on organic fertilizer and poultry and pisciculture feed. Yeah, so let me give you a rough idea about BSF organic manure. So it's very rich in NPK and many other minerals such as calcium, also most of the micronutrients that are required for the plant. And it has high ability to retain moisture than vermicompost. It is proved in literature. And this is also kind of rough calculation which I was able to do. So which turns out that from 50 kg of fruit waste, we can easily earn a profit of around 400 rupees. So next is poultry and fish feed. So broiler chickens with BSF diet outperformed chickens fed with artificial or commercial nutrient feed in terms of longer life and high immunity against diseases. So like the livestock which was fed with black soldier fly larvae had increased protein content and overall biomass of the meat. Yeah, Shruti, you can explain about the business model.
All right. So I start explaining the business model. So basically, the market that we are targeting is like the large scale farmers for now, because say large scale farmers have poultry farms and etc. They would have the capital to afford such things, and they would usually be willing to try out like such products if that would be beneficial to them. That's going to be a total addressable market, and service addressable market includes like medium scale farmers who we can like scale up to. And yeah, again, like I think we when we scale up a product and when we can decrease the unit cost, we can actually go ahead and capture the market of small scale farmers as well. Next slide, please. Moving on, so we're looking at our website strategy. So our website is the medium where we would go ahead and put up our products. That's where like we'd go ahead and we'll sell our products. So on that ground, so we're gonna go ahead and put up information regarding sales, promotions, etc. over there. And the way we're gonna promote the website is essentially by ads and things like that. So that's going to be it. But this is going to be the primary medium of like selling our products and like the services that we offer and people that avail it. The rationale behind it being a website and not something that is done conventionally is that right now, given the advent of internet and everything, people do have access to all of this, and this would be like a commercially feasible way of going ahead and doing it. Given that the only cost that I go ahead and promote it is going to be on ads and things like that. Next slide. Right. So this is going to be our personal plan, which means that like the people, like our employees, like initially. So worm meal is going to currently be made up of six employees that are going to be an executive team as well, who comprise of the CEO, project manager, agronomist, sales and marketing executive, web designer, financial manager, and just these people. We expect them to put in approximately 75 hours a week of work, and as the new business ownership takes effect and the various marketing plans are implemented, the product volume will increase as well. So, the way we've gone about over here is that all these people are going to initially opt for a salary rather than a stake in the company. The company stake is going to remain within itself until and unless like we go for venture capital funding. But like yeah, before that, this is going to be like our personal plan, and as you can see, everything is mentioned in lakhs over here. So this is the sort of cost that's going to look like for the executive team. The next slide. Right. So this is going to be the financial plan. Also, all of these are like one-time costs. So this is going to be the initial capital that we would need, including the building and office equipments and like furnitures and fixtures, etc., including our processing plants, because like the equipment will probably be like, pretty cheap, because initially we're gonna go ahead and like use very rudimentary ways of going ahead and processing these. Next. Right. So again, the things that we need for like the websites and like actually having employees on the front, and like the costs that are incurred in that is actually like mentioned over there, and the fixed capital and working capital again is mentioned in lakh, which will Am I audible? I'm sorry, just confirming. It seems to be buffering. Hello.
Yes, you're audible.
Yes.
All right, cool. So yeah, so this is going to be like the fund that we would require as well, which means that for like fixed capital and working capital, which also includes the sort of warehousing that we would do, and also the equipment set up to process these, which way we're gonna like you do it with the farmers in itself, right? I'll just like quickly explain what we're gonna actually like go ahead and do over here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna provide the farmers with the eggs of these black soldier flies. What they'll do is they'll actually use it and they'll grow these black soldier flies, and then they will give us like the end product of it, which is going to be like the black soldier flies once they've like eaten up all the food, like food waste and everything, right? So from there, all we are doing is like we're just like selling these, which essentially cuts out the cost of like the labor and everything that's like there in between. So we're gonna basically supply the farmers with eggs, and we're gonna purchase like that for like an amount like after the black soldier flies are grown, and that is how we're going to go about it, which is how we eliminate like the internal cost that could be incurred by but by still having ownership of the product. uh, Next slide. Right, again, this is the income statement. This is the predicted income that we're probably going to have. Right, again, balance sheet. Right over here, again, this is the cash flow statement, and I think you can see it in the report that we presented as well. So I'll just quickly go ahead and I'll tell you how we've like done the calculation. So we've assumed that the total setup will cost around like say 40,000 for like the other things including warehousing, packaging, and all. So there might be like a few additional charges also, but like a rough estimate was like 40,000. So what we're essentially gonna go is that we're gonna like in this 40,000 only, we're gonna like take some amount of money and like fund farmers to go ahead and do like say it includes like providing them with like the eggs and everything. So we're gonna pay this amount in installments to the farmers. They maybe a 6 month installment or 1 year installment or 2 year installment according to their needs, and it includes like the eggs and like initial things that they would require to start up. So if farmers need any assistance with regards to like advice, etc., we will provide that as well. And for the initial 6 months of partnering up with like a particular farmer, we'll provide other assistances as well, like say financial or like with regards to equipment or labor, like any sort of things. So that's how we're going to go ahead and build up partnerships with farmers, and that's how we'll go ahead and do it. So again, explaining how we've calculated all this. So we've so for like a profitability part, we've calculated the sales to be a product of unit price into the number of products sold. And again, the unit price over here we've decided by the initial capital, which is like 0.4 lakhs, into again like into 9.43, which is like the maximum we can get like in a month, sorry, maximum we can get like in a while. And then we're just like dividing it by the number of units, and that's how we're going to go ahead and get the unit cost. And then that's for like that is again what we're going to do. And moving on, the yeah, this is again the cash flow statement according to these assumptions that we've taken. Right, one second, can you go back to the previous slide? Another thing that I wanted to address over here, which was there in one of the slides, is about like how we plan to get our initial amount. So over here we have two options, right? One is like going ahead and like borrowing a short-term loan of say 20 lakhs from a bank at the interest rate of 6% to buy like things that we probably need. We hope to break even at like 3 years, for which you've seen like the plan already, and repay the loan. Or else we would like again ideally look for like a venture capital to like invest in us and fund in us. So that's how we're looking about it, which we predict to like increase sales by over 7% in the first year, and we expect like sustainable increase like in the flow rate. Again, a few other important assumptions that we've made is like we have an adequate amount of capital saved by our loan or like by our venture capital funding. And second assumption is like the existing customer base will go ahead and will maintain it. And the third assumption being that like new customers will be gained through like direct sales and advertising. And the last assumption being that like the long-term interest rate is 6% and the income tax is say 17% of the entire thing. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you very much, Shruti and Divyan, for the presentation. So over to you, judges. Like, can you give your remarks and
Okay.
suggestions?
So can I have the opportunity to ask Professor Sahu? Let us have listen from Professor Sahu.
Yes. Thank you, sir. So, Divant, what is your background? Divant,
Hello, sir.
what is your background actually?
So I am in my third year of agriculture and food engineering, sir, at IIT Kharagpur only.
Okay, that's good. So, you are talking about insect, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What you are trying to do?
You open your video, Divyan. You open your video, भाई. क्लास में तो कभी तुम लोग वीडियो ऑन नहीं करते हो, यहाँ तो ऑन कर लो.
Okay.
Good. 1 second.
So one aspect is that when you talk about insect and deriving different product, you said about organic manure, some kind of food material, some kind of animal feed. You projected 4 items to derive from the insect, that you are saying BSF, right? So my first question is that have you compared if you this is what is the current status of this proposal?
Sir, to be frank enough, it's the idea which we got, sir. We are just trying to pitch the idea. Like, we would like to do the incubation at ABIC.
Okay. Okay, it's a long process to go, right? Okay. So first thing that you need to calculate what is the cost involved to cultivate 1 kg of BSF. That actually I don't know. Do you have an answer for it? Do you have some kind of calculation, some kind of hypothesis?
Sir, actually, it depends upon the setup, sir. Actually, so if you are going for a large scale harvesting,
Thinking that when we say business model, we always look for the profitability. We need to have some kind of device where you can gain the maximum profit, right? So what is your plan for that? Okay, that's good. Second aspect is that you need to compare with when you talk about the composting or manure development, you need to compare the earthworm. We use earthworm, that is earthworm, kind of what. So we need to compare with that because that is the established technology people use. If you talk about the grassroots or farmers level, people prepare using that earthworm. You need to compare with that one when you go for the composting and manure making. And next aspect, when you talk about the food aspect, what you are trying to do. It is a protein source.
yes, sir, it's a good protein source actually. So basically, now we are targeting for as a poultry and pisciculture feed only, not as human feed.
No, even it's a feed. It is an animal feed, right? And you are providing some kind of protein to animal, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So in that case, you need to understand what is the protein and whether it is digestible or not. You need to understand the digestibility of protein when you give it to animal or some kind of human being. That is important. Whether I don't know. Sometimes we need some kind of insect food. Some researches they are doing. I need to understand, and of course, I wonder how you convince people that nobody would like that to eat some kind of insect in a food material. How do you convince the people?
Sir, actually,
yes.
Sir,
These are some of the suggestions. Of course, you started working. When you start working, you need to deal with this kind of questions to you. Right? If you have any answer, you can share. I will listen.
Sir, actually, BSF is used as a meal in most of the Southeastern Asian countries, sir. But then they are growing this BSF in a very artificial manner. So they are similar to how broilers are raised up. So here, what we are trying to do is we are trying to integrate the waste management part along with the insect rearing part also, so that we will have a variety of products with this.
And I understand. Then in that case, you need to focus whether you are going for the cultivation part, and if you are cultivating, what is the use of that one? Then you need to have a proper business model. Yes, I've been cultivating this amount or this much of volume of the kind of BSF, then what is the use of this? Because without use, what is the meaning of cultivation of that one? And that should be very, you should have a clear cut, direction for that one. This is my suggestion.
Yes, sir. Divyant, I think, Professor, how are you done? Hello? Professor Sahu, are you done? I think
He's
he has
frozen. Looks like he's frozen.
have some
There's
network issue.
network issue.
So,
Yes, sir, I am done, sir.
Divyant, I also have some similar issues. In fact, it appears a good novel concept. And in fact, insects are now being used and promoted as food in many countries. All right. But what I could understand from your presentation, that you are having maybe some under some protected environment, you will take that bio-based food industry or fruits and vegetable waste, and that you will rear those insects. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
up
sir.
to this point, under a controlled environment in controlled chambers, etc. So till this point is clear, but after that, what? You told that as 4 products. So you talked about organic fertilizer and poultry and fish feed to start with. So after you have got the insect, then what you will do? How will you produce fertilizer, and how will you produce poultry and fish feed from that insect? That you never told. I just want to understand what is your plan. Can you tell? यहाँ तक तो हमारे समझ में आ गया कि आप you are not, you are muted.
Organic manure part can.
Yes, please.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir. Actually, can you repeat it?
No, am I? You want me to ask again?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's clear.
Okay, what I told that till insect rearing is clear to us. From that insect, how will you make compost and how you will make poultry feed? What is that?
Yes, sir. So, yes, sir. So the process of making the organic manure is similar to how vermicompost is created. And for insect meal, it's like after the larva stage needs to be harvested, and then we need to go for some processing to kind of remove the moisture and all those post harvesting operations. So that it can
Let
be.
me. I'm sorry for interruption. Let me clear, because that this insect, if you put that in the some again in some substrate, insect will eat and consume that substrate. So how you will produce compost? How will it the compost will, what will be the substrate which this insect will convert into the compost?
So the compost is. Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes. Because you told her it is biomass, it will consume, it will eat away the biomass, and it will grow itself. So wherever you put this insect, it will eat away those biomass, those substrate. So how the manure will, how the fertilizer will be produced? I just want to understand, because this is not my area. So out of my curiosity, I
Sir,
want to
so
understand.
basically the manure is the excrete of this particular insect, sir.
Excreta of that insect.
Yes, sir.
That you told. That you do not means
Yeah.
that while it is just like earthworm. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So it will eat up that and secrete, excrete the excreta that will be used as a manure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And from that bio waste, the useful component will be kept in the insect.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's
That
why
you are now
for
going to.
calculation we assume that 50 kg of
That's fine. That's
fresh
fine.
waste
That
will
all those
produce
things
only
is
20
fine.
kg of
But
organic.
then how you are? What about poultry and fish feed, and for making the poultry feed or fish feed, you will kill that insect?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Not the insect, the larva part actually.
Larva. What about insect? What will you do with the insect?
Sir, so insect is basically adult stage, right? So we can have a particular set of a proportion of larva for the feed to prepare the feed, and some other part for to convert them into adult for the next generation.
So how the larva will be? What is the technology? Some sort of extrusion technology or something, and some other component need to be added into that. How will
No
you
sir,
make
no sir, no sir, no sir. So
the
from
larva
basic,
itself? Larva itself will be packaged and put in the pot.
yes sir, so it will take around 4 days for the larva to convert into the adult stage.
Okay.
And the
So
adult,
that,
even the adult has a very short lifespan. So basically for 2 to 3 days, and so the as I told you, it's only like its only work is for to pass it to the next generation actually.
okay. So the larva, if it is put in the pond, the fish will eat that larva and survive. All right.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Okay. Then other thing, the next plan, that insect meal for making meal. What will be the thing plan?
Sir, can you repeat?
That meal, other product you told, na? Meal. Insect
So the other part is insect oil, sir. So we haven't explored that area actually. So they are basically telling that insect oil is also used in some medicine applications also, but it needs some a lot of chemical process in between them. So we haven't
maybe
tested.
extraction and then making
Yes,
it
sir.
into food.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
that's good. I am done. I think Professor Mandal wants to ask something.
Yeah, what I see that when I search in YouTube, there are many companies who are already doing it in India and abroad. So what is the novelty? Can you explain?
Yes, sir. So as I told you, basically those companies, they are rearing this insect in a very artificial manner, sir. So they are
They're
collecting
using
this.
food waste. They're using food waste.
Uh,
Kind of means that's what I searched with food waste and BSF, and many entries come, many hits come actually.
like as far as to my knowledge, I didn't find any company which is using like they are only targeting for human and animal feed only. They are not going for organic manure actually, at least in India.
Okay. Okay, so that is your novelty.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A different market segment is your novelty. Okay. Okay, and my suggestion about this presentation, Shruti seems to be my student, I don't know, and some semester, but she could not understand Tam Sam Song. She defined in a very wrong way. Yeah, I teach that, so I felt sorry that she could not grasp that. Not the balance sheet as well. Anyway, I have no other question. That was a site
In fact, in
distraction.
most of the table, they did not put the unit, whether it is 12,000 rupees, 12 lakh rupees, or 1,200 rupees.
No, sir, I mentioned that it was in lakhs.
In a lakh, it was in lakh.
Yes,
But
sir.
in fact, in the top of the table, you should do that. So in some table, you are putting that 12.5 and after that 40. So how many lakh will it be? Will it be that you, in 1 year? So that anyway, let's. चलिए हाँ प्रोफेसर मंडल. Professor Mandal had some question.
No, I don't have any other question.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, then I think the other Sonal. Sonal, do you have any question? No, perhaps not.
Seems frozen, so maybe network issue.
Then you can ask the participants to
Okay. So
leave
thank you very much, Divyan and Shruti, for coming.
or give us
Uh,
at least to the judges just for 5 minutes. We will discuss and then you can also go out. Partho.
Awesome part. So
Part.
thank you. Yes, sir. Part.
You
So
can
I'm a
also.
secretary at Frequently.
Yeah. So you can also check out, leave it, and then we will discuss and
Okay. Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
upload our marks.
Okay.
Leave
So
the four judges.
Sir, is the
Yes,
participant here?
I'm really sorry, ma'am, but there was some network issue on your side,
Yes,
so we
yes,
thought that then we left.
Actually, I
Apple.
found a very big loophole in their business model, that they are saying that they will generate 400 rupees of profit from 50 kg of food waste. So they will be needing more money for procurement only, for procuring that 50 kg of
अरे
food
ठीक है,
waste.
चलो अब वो तो प्रेजेंटेशन चला गया, तो अब
हाँ, yes.
अभी बताएंगे भाई वन बाय वन. कैन वी साहू जी बताओ व्हाट इज नाउ आउट ऑफ द 5. I think it is a good, if we reach to some consensus, we can fill up our marks accordingly. ना फर्स्ट कौन है पहले इसमें?
So to me, I think this Ajito or something, second presentation was the best, whatever that is.
Which one?
Among
Which
all
one?
the second one, Ajido.
That biopesticide you are talking about, na?
Yeah, that's Kaushik Bose. Kaushik Bose.
Kaushik Bose. Kaushik Bose.
Right. Right. For me, it looks he's the best one among all the 5 presentations.
Kaushik Bose.
Yes.
That IIT Kanpur, the who are already doing some. I think so. There is a consensus among all in this. Sonal, you have any? So to me also, that is I also Mandal Rab. So I think we can go for this is one. Let us. उसके बाद
Second is the next one, I guess.
Second is the
next one, Atulya. Even though I'm not very convinced about their business model, but among the remaining 4 teams, I think the third one, Atulya. I don't know who's the presenter. Shaurya Sharad.
This, sorry, the fermentation products.
Fermentation product.
Yes. And I mean, this technology, so far the technology concern is well established. But what they are trying to take this, product to the market.
Market,
that is the novelty. I mean, the product is quite novel. I mean, of course, the fermented product is, market so far.
That is,
and
that
they
is
have to, bring that product to the market.
HBTI people.
That is Atulya. Yes, SBTI people. Yes, right.
IUC Rao, which you could not put in there. I think that sounds good. Yes.
Yes.
So that is one. So third में फिर
like Shweta Rathi, Soumya Singh, and the last guy, this insect pesticide, BSF. I mean, we need to decide. I mean, I think the balanced way.
ये जो
We need to
क्या
decide.
बोलते हैं सौम्या सिंह का है, उसमें थोड़ा सा दोनों पीएचडी स्टूडेंट हैं, बट बीइंग पीएचडी स्टूडेंट उनके अंदर वो चीजें दिखी नहीं हमको. इवन दे आर नॉट वेरी श्योर अबाउट द प्रोडक्ट आल्सो कुछ.
So that is very much in an idea stage. Too much in an idea stage. Nothing is on the table.
Nothing is on the table. So at least ये तीसरा वाला भी जो है, अभी जो लास्ट अपना वाला जो आईआईटी का है, आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज. तो हालांकि ये भी कंसेप्ट स्टेज पर है, बट थोड़ा सा एटलीस्ट इसमें भी कुछ चल सकता है. दे कैन डू इट नाइसली.
Right. Yeah, the concept is good, but the execution, they need to work a lot for execution of this account.
अभी एटलीस्ट थर्ड ईयर स्टूडेंट है ना, थर्ड ईयर स्टूडेंट है, तो थोड़ा सा बट एटलीस्ट कंसेप्ट लेके आया, ठीक है. आई डोंट नो अगर आप लोगों का सबका जो क्या है.
No, it is okay. I will prefer for him for third position. If
that
Ormil, huh?
Yes.
I also agree.
Yes.
I've already given marks, so as per my given marks, they stand the third.
Third. So ठीक है. So now I think that is also my view is also the same. All right.
Yes.
Yes, sir. We all agree.
Accordingly, we will fill up the marks in the project as a project out of 300 and this out of 100 or 200. Ne?
Yes, I have already filled in, so.
So I will also fill up. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Nice.
Thank you, sir. So we'll take leave. Okay. Professor Sahu, thank you so much. We'll meet
for
again.
your this. Sure, sure. Thank you. Namaskar, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar, namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So should we leave?
अब तो इसमें नहीं है तो हाँ हम लोग तो अभी निकलिए उसमें क्या है
ठीक है सर. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you all.
I'm also leaving, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so I hope sir, you all of you have discussed regarding the event and put off your marks in the sheet as well. So really thank you sir for joining in for the event and have a good day sir. Thank you sir.
Okay, ji. Parth.
Yes sir, Parth.
Parth is Arjun.
Sir, definitely yes.
So we have put our marks. In
Mhm.
fact, first, second, third is also clear.
Mhm. Okay sir.
That is the
Thank you.
SBT. That is the I think that IIT Kanpur biopesticide number 1. They are coming.
Mhm.
Second team is number 1. Third team is number 2. Or our IIT team is number 3.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay sir. Okay sir.
ठीक है जी. Good. Bye bye. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much sir. Goodbye sir.